In this video, I'm going to very quickly cover the concepts behind social marketing and how you can really drive a lot of traffic to your website and your merchant's website if you know how to harness the power of community interaction. So you've probably heard of the phrase of Web 2.0. So is this just a jingle or does it really mean something? Well, it really kind of depends on what's being said about it. There is a lot of hype about Web 2.0, but let me go over the differences. Web 1.0 is where someone would create a website and there was no ability to interact. It was just you came, you looked at the website, and you either read some more or you left. That was pretty much it. Web 2.0 is all about community. It's all about talking with each other, interacting, sharing, and especially about peer judgment. Peer judgment. Think about Amazon reviews. Amazon doesn't come out and say, hey, we really recommend this book. Now, okay, they do make recommendations as far as, hey, you bought this, you might want to buy this, but they don't ever come out and, Jeff Bezos of, the CEO behind Amazon, the guy who started all, never comes out and says, I read this book and I think it's awesome, you ought to buy it. This is all about regular folks like you and me going in and typing our reviews, and then people can come behind you after you've left your review and rate your review and say how helpful your review was. Whether, even if you gave a negative review of the product, they can say, hey, that was a really helpful review. So it's all about peer judgment. So here's some evergreen examples. These have been around for a while, so you may not think, hey, or you may think, what's new about these? Well, blogs have been around, forums have been around, article directories have been around for a long time. The good news is that one of the reasons why I call these evergreen examples is that they're not going to disappear overnight. Blogs are going to be here to stay for quite some time to come. Forums are not going to go away. And as far as I know, article directories aren't going anywhere either. So yes, these have been around even before the phrase Web 2.0 was coined. And they're going to be here when we're still moving into Web 3.0, whatever that ends up being. So how are these Web 2.0 examples? Blogs, people can give their comments, and then the owner can come back and give their comments. People can comment on someone else's comment. Same thing with forums. Anyone can start a thread or a discussion if you are a member of that forum. Then other people can come along and chime in. And then quite often it's regulated by people in the forum. So it's not even regulated so much by the person who owns the website. More often than not, it's regulated by other members of the forum who just want their community to grow and prosper. Article directories. This is sort of a bridge between Web 1.0 and Web 2.0 because there isn't that much interaction on most article directories. In other words, I'm not coming to the article directory and rating the article. Sometimes that feature does exist, but article directories, in my opinion, are still Web 2.0 properties because they're user-generated content. So I misspelled that. It should be user-generated content. All right. So new models would be things like Squidoo, HubPages, and Google Knoll. If you haven't heard of those, think of online scrapbooking. Squidoo page, you can go to squidoo.com. And you can take a look at these lenses. That's why I call these lens sites. So you can sign up for a free account, and then you can just start grabbing different things on the web. You can grab a YouTube video about the topic. You can point to some of your favorite websites on the topic. You can point to quite a few different resources. You can add what's called an RSS feed that's relevant to your topic. And then other folks will come along and leave comments about your lens page that you've put up. There are bookmarking sites like StumbleUpon and Delicious. These are ways for folks to bookmark websites for not just their own use. Like a Web 1.0 bookmark was where you hit Control-D and it was saved in your browser, and that still works. But now they have websites like Delicious where you can add this and tag it, and it makes it very easy for you to go back in and find it. But it also makes it very easy for me to find websites that other people have tagged, and so I can borrow other people's bookmarks and go in and see what other people have liked. Same thing in a slightly different way, StumbleUpon. Then there's media sites, and in the same vein as article directories, there's YouTube, where you can go and upload your own content, but this is much different in the sense that folks can come back and they can rate the video. You can see how many times it was watched. You can even respond with your own video, and I'll have a video tutorial on video marketing because that deserves its own video tutorial. There are other media sharing sites. One example would be SlideShare. This is where you can use what amounts to a PowerPoint presentation. So if you don't have a video, you can still upload a PowerPoint presentation, and then if someone likes that, they can come back to your website or click through to your website if you have some really compelling content. So what is the strategy? What sort of ideas can I leave you with? I'm going to cover strategies and tactics. Strategy are the big ideas. Number one, you need to focus. There are so many Web 2.0 properties out there that you need to think about what your strengths and weaknesses are, follow your passion, and really focus in. So for example, if you know yourself, if you're honest with yourself and say, you know what, writing a blog, writing a blog post once a week or even once a month is just not something I'm interested in, then blog marketing probably isn't going to work. Now, it may work fantastic for someone else, but it might not work for you. If you're not interested in signing up at a forum and interacting and spending a lot of time there, building up your reputation and leaving little footprints in your signature link, then you just need to be honest with yourself. Don't waste your time doing that if that's something that you're not going to do. All of these Web 2.0 properties take time. Now the good news is that once you have them established, once you've made lots of blog posts, once you've made lots of forum comments, once you've set up several different lenses on Squidoo, if that's what you decide to do, those footprints exist and they're not going to disappear, as opposed to AdWords or banner advertising. As soon as you stop paying, then your links, your traffic is turned off like a light switch. So another strategy that you just have to keep in mind with Web 2.0, it takes a while to get to work because it's a 10-to-1 give-to-take ratio. You can't go sign up in a forum and say, hey, go check out this product. You're going to get banned from the forum. Your account's going to get shut down. So the more that you give, the more that you're going to be able to build up a reputation. Folks are going to listen to what you have to say, but they're not going to start listening to you day one until they realize that you have something to offer, you have something to give. So some tactics. If you're interested in pursuing social marketing, then what I would consider doing, first of all, I would go with the evergreen stuff, the blogs, the forums, the articles, the video sites. And I would also, if you want to get into some of the new stuff, I would do a Google search for social marketing sites. Now here's another tactic. This one will serve you well if you really take it to heart. It's going to take some time to build content. So for example, whether it's a blog post or whether you're uploading a PowerPoint to SlideShare or whatever it is that you're doing, if it's a content generated thing, an article you're uploading to an article directory, anything like that, take that same effort and repurpose that content. So there are ways that you can either write an article or have an article written for you, and you can change it around a little bit or take certain excerpts from that article, and now that's a blog post. You can take different segments of that and send it off as a press release. You could repurpose it as a PowerPoint and upload it to SlideShare. You could take the same comment and upload it to a Squidoo lens that you have. And so you've taken the same content and you've really tried to leverage it as much as possible. So that's what I mean by repurposing content. So here I am at Google. I did that search for social marketing sites, and look at the first few results. You see that there's some lists of top 25 social marketing sites, and it's going to be very easy for you to find some of the hot properties when it comes to social marketing. Now remember, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to really think about what it's going to take to generate a long-term success with these social marketing efforts. And if you just don't have what it takes, if it's not in line with your personality, then just don't get started with that type of social marketing. There's lots of different flavors of social marketing. For example, I'm great at creating videos, or at least I'm a lot better at creating videos than I am with other types of social marketing. I've tried to set up Squidoo lenses, and it's just not the type of thing that I have really got the time for, and that's okay. There are other ways that I drive traffic to my websites and to my affiliate, to my merchants' websites. So just be honest with yourself and focus. But let me go ahead and show you what a Squidoo page looks like. Squidoo lens. They don't call them pages. So I'm at squidoo.com as soon as this page comes up. And let me scroll down. So you just type, what do you want to make a page about? And you could type something in here like dog training. And you hit the go button or get started, and then you're off and running if that one's available. Now let me do a search. Let me try to do a search for dog training, because I can almost guarantee you there are lots of lenses about dog training. Alright, so you can click on one of these Squidoo lenses, and you see that there are ratings. So like I told you in the previous section of this video tutorial, it's peer review. People can rate your lenses. So if your lens is no good, someone might come along and just say that. And you can add photos, add little blurbs. See, there's no image yet, so they haven't quite finished this lens. And then you can create links to Amazon.com books and guides. You can add YouTube videos. So just take a look at some of the lenses that are already in your niche or your market, and you'll get an idea for the types of things that folks might already be doing with Squidoo. And that's just one example. There's hub pages, there's SlideShare, there's a whole bunch of different ways that you can use social marketing. But remember, the evergreen stuff are the blogs, the forums, the article directories, and I would say the video sites like YouTube and Google Video and MetaCafe. So I would focus my efforts on those, but some affiliates have had tremendous success with Squidoo, hub pages, and the like. And some of the reason for that is because when you do a search for dog training or PlayStation games or something along those lines, something that you may be promoting, sometimes just like with the if you watch the video on the YouTube, not the YouTube marketing, the video marketing, this is a way for you to potentially jump ahead of some other competitors in the market, because Google, if they find a good lens, if they find a good YouTube video or Google video or MetaCafe video, they will often put those in the top 10 results. Now, whether it's your Squidoo lens or someone else's, that really depends on your skill and a little bit of luck. But at the same time, this is a way for you to jump ahead in the rankings and get a listing in the top 10 for a very competitive search term without spending years and years and years trying to get your particular specific website up in the top page of Google search results.